Hey garden friends, what's up? It's Noelle.
Help me.
Baker's Backyard Bounty. You want to see yourself? And today we are going to be doing a garden tour for you guys. Yeah. Feeding the baby always. So we've gotten about 4 days of rain. Yeah, and the garden is just blowing up. It is so happy. Okay, carry on. It is so happy getting all of that yummy rain, and so I'm just excited to show you guys what's going on. I am racing daylight. It's about 7 p.m. So we'll just see how far we get, but I'll show you the highlights, and you can come along with me as I do some pruning and just some basic garden maintenance. It's that time of year where, you know, it feels really good to be out here every single day, just loving on the garden, giving it some energy, talking to my plants. I don't know if any of you guys do that, but I feel like it makes a difference. They just want to have some company. So let's just get started. Zozo has probably grown a ton since our last video last week. I feel like every week she looks a little bit different. So say hey, garden friends. You're just confused. That's okay. All right, so walking out, we'll just go ahead and start with the pollinator garden today. And there's a lot of color coming up, so let's check it out. So on our way to the pollinator garden, we'll stop here for a little rose break, a rose snack. This is the Tropical Thunder Climbing Rose. I got it at a local nursery called Covington's, and it has stayed fungus free thanks to that rose spray hack. There's dish soap, white vinegar, and baking soda and water, and that's it. So really happy with that. Look at, it looks like a painting to me. And the smell is like a deep smell. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like not that typical just sweet rose smell. It's like complex. I know that's a horrible description. Let me smell it and I'll give you a better description. It's like a mix of rose and really good smelling laundry. It's just like clean. All right, go buy you some and smell it. I'm not doing it justice. Hello, my loves. What's kicking, chickens? So our lavender has been blowing up, lots of blooms, and I'm excited about this. This is our cranberry. Let me get out of the shadow. This is that cranberry salvia. It smells super sweet and exploded with blooms for the pollinators. And just look at how nicely this all filled in. This is the Greg's Mist, and you can see like these light purple flowers starting to burst. Oh, here's one. See, they're just like really cute, fluffy flowers. And yeah, this stuff runs everywhere. Like you can see all the runners coming up. So I try and keep it in check, but yeah, I love how that fills in. Over here's the black and blue salvia, and it has a bunch of buds just waiting to explode. And I am so excited for you guys to see this blue color. Hopefully by my next garden tour video, you're gonna be able to see that bright blue and the deep blue flowers coming up, as well as just this yellow lantana coming in. Classic pollinator plant, but it is really filled in nicely. Almost choking out. I have some dill back here. I love dill for pickling. I love to put it on scrambled eggs. And then some basil. That's looking really healthy. It's getting some momentum. And this leads into the herb garden, which this is an oregano plant, and it is just massive. It looks like it's about to set some flowers. You can see that. So I'm gonna actually pinch those off because I want it to focus on just making more greens. And I'm still waiting on my Excalibur dehydrator to come back so I can start making some Italian seasonings. Chocolate mint, lavender. Look at how interesting this grows. It's like a little bitty bush and then these like really tall, skinny lavender flowers. So waiting for those to show some color, but that's just cute. And then we have some thyme, regular mint, and lemon balm. And this week I'm going to be making some honey medicine according to Roots and Refuge Farms video, using lemon balm, and you just boil it down and add it to some honey to put in tea. Lemon balm's really good for anxiety, so
You know I'm signing up for that. These are our blackberries, and you can see they're starting to set fruit. And there's little blossoms. And this one's trying to play catch up over here. This is also an Arapaho blackberry. And this is their first year, so I'm really impressed with how they're doing so far. More little blooms. Can't wait to eat some berries. I always kind of feel like a kid at show and tell. I don't know if any of y'all did that in kindergarten, but we did. And I'm like, look at this, and look at this, and here's my superpower, and watch me do a cartwheel when I'm doing garden tours. Just like, and here's my blackberries and my mint. But it's just so fun to share. So yeah, that is the pollinator and herb garden, and we'll move on to our raised beds now. Oh, you fit too, that's so nice. In raised bed number 1, these are the potatoes, and they definitely need to be mounded with some more dirt. They're getting pretty tall, as you can see. And actually I noticed they're about to flower, so I'm excited to see what the flowers look like. They're inching closer and closer to being ready to harvest. And again, this is my first time growing potatoes, so it's kind of a big learning curve. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be adding some more dirt to cover up the stems. Oh, that's Reed. Reed with the weed eater. I'll try and talk over him. I love watching garden tours. It's one of my favorite hobbies. And I feel like so many of them are very calming. Like the garden is silent and they're just slowly meandering through their property, showing their plants. And I'm over here with like 2 babies, 10 chickens, and a weed eater. But that's life, right? If you wait for perfection, it'll never happen, huh? Nah. Okay, I call this bed, once the potatoes are out especially, the fruit bowl, because I'm growing my strawberries and melons here. So strawberries have been doing really well. Today Lily and I picked some and ate them, and that was really, you know, just always fun. But if you look down in here, there's a ton of strawberries just hanging out the side. I need to put some straw underneath them so that maybe they'll grow a little more uniform or have less pest pressure. But again, the Tristan variety that has these pink blooms, it's always done the best for me. Along the back, I have my melons that are starting to gain some traction, setting off more and more of these true leaves. This one especially is doing well. And I have, oh, there's a little berry that Lily probably picked and threw back. That's cool. I'm growing 4 varieties of melons. They're all small melons, so I mean that's how I'm able to do it in my backyard, or these raised beds. And it's the Golden Honeymoon, which I got in a seed swap, Minnesota Midget Melon, which is kind of like cantaloupe, Sugar Baby Watermelon, and Kajari melons. Anyone else out there growing Kajari melons? I hear they're really beautiful, so I can't wait. And in raised bed number 2, man, that compost made such a difference. A couple of videos back, my tomatoes were looking almost like a pale lime green. I added in compost and some rabbit manure, and they're doing so much better. Lots of growth, lots of really deep green growth. So that's what we have going on over here. And people ask, why do I have these strings? Well, this one broke, the dog ran through it. So I need to repair that. But I have these strings because tomatoes like space, and those cages just do not give them enough space and they get weighed down. So I'm using the string for it to trellis up. They act like runners almost, where if you were to leave it in nature, the tomato would just grow side shoots all the way down the stem and keep going and going and going and going along the ground. So we're just doing that in more of like a vertical fashion. Oh, Lily has the pruners, that's good. I have some basil coming in between the tomatoes. And then over here I had some extra space. So I actually planted some mother stallard beans that I got from a seed swap. And then these are Christmas beans, which is a variety of lima bean. I just love the name Christmas beans. So I have 2 Christmas beans, and then 4 of these good mother Stallard beans, which I have no idea how either taste, but this is the year to try all the things. So, oh look, there's Lily. She's trying to prune. Oh yeah, it's hot. Oh good, okay. Gotta blow on it. What a good helper. Mm-hmm. You need a diaper change. Who's your mama? Who's your mama? So a few of my tomato plants are actually setting fruit already, and I just get so jazzed because you can tell like the heirloom tomatoes just have that big, chunky, wrinkly, unique shape to them. You know, they're not these uniform round tomatoes, but they're like kind of, I don't know, crinkly, and just love it. I'm just like totally stoked about my tomato game this year. So Tomato Alley is doing amazing. Look at these tomato trees. So beautiful. Again, I have some grass pressure that I need to take care of pretty soon, but they're all flowering. And again, this is where our chickens were before. So the chickens fertilized the ground, and then I popped these bad boys in, and they really just took off. So it was a little bit unexpected, but yeah, Tomato Alley. Of coming out here and seeing this bright orange nasturtium grow flowers, people. Like, flowers just they make just so much beauty. God is good. And they're starting to trellis up the okay, the garden fence. Hold me, hold me, hold me. All right, I gotta pick up a toddler. Loofah gourd in here, and it's starting to really show some good growth. So I can't wait to see how this turns out. I mean, my plan is to trellis it up the garden fence, but I really don't know. I've never grown loofah gourd. I just think it's something cool to try. Pretty trendy these days in the gardening world to grow loofah. So we'll just see how it goes. Go garden. Go garden. Okay, let's go in the garden. Can you help me push the fence in? Ooh. You're welcome. So I planted some more tomatillos so that these can cross-pollinate. But my tomatillo plant is doing really, really well. Try and get it to focus a little better. It has all of these beautiful flowers. This is a purple de milpa, is what it's called. Tomatillo. And it's really done well, taken off. So I've actually planted 3 more of these so that they can cross-pollinate. We can get some tomatillos. Our sugar snap peas have started to set fruit, as you can see here. Oh, here's one, cute. We love to use these for snacking and stir fries. So I just built this, it is really ridiculous. Okay. This really cheap and easy trellis, but they're starting to trellis up. Cookie. And hopefully they'll cover this pretty soon. This is kind of my, what you call like allium garden. So I have the onions and garlic going right here for now. My onions have started bulbing, which almost brought tears to my eyes. I've never grown onions and I didn't know if it was gonna work. And lo and behold, it is. So I'll show you guys those bulbs all day, y'all. I'll show you those bulbs soon. But I've mentioned before about the scapes. So like I'll cut one off here. This is the flower from the onion. Let's go show them. Look, this is a flower from the onion and we cut it off. I made a really good dip out of them, but you can use them just like a green onion. Oh boy, bold. Bold move, Lily. But you want to take the flowers off so that the plant focuses its energy on creating the bulb, which is the garlic and the onion. That's what we eat. So I'm just gonna go around. She's straight up like chewing this, y'all. That was crazy. I'm gonna go around and pull off some of these onion scapes, and then majority of my garlic has some scapes coming up. I'm curious just to see what the flowers look like, but not curious enough to let them stay. So we're gonna snip those off now. Maybe I'll make a really good onion quiche. That'd be good. I'll try that. My onions are starting to get some shoulders.
I can smell them. Is that the garlic?
It's both the garlic and the onion scapes. Look at that fly daddy over there, pulling his children in that wagon. I love him so much. Yeah, so there's that onion with some shoulders, and quite a few of them are starting to get it. Not all quite yet, but it's just encouraging to see, like, maybe I can grow an onion, because we use them so much in cooking. That's one thing. Bye, y'all. Choo-choo train. That's one thing that I've really tried to focus on this year, is growing what we actually use. So we use a ton of garlic, we use a ton of onions, we love potatoes, you know, like trying to just grow like some staples instead of like, oh, here's a random Armenian cucumber, you know, that we can eat, but is it maybe like a staple of our diet? And I'm growing Armenian cucumbers because they're really cool and huge and easy to grow. But things like that, just trying to think of like, how can I feed our family, which is a different way of gardening than just like, oh, I'm gonna see what happens and throw 1 or 2 tomato plants in. Like, I'm really trying to cultivate this place, probably not this year, but in the coming years, cultivate this place as a space that really provides for our family, especially as our girls start eating more garden goodies and more solids. I just wanna be able to do that for them, you know, like leave that legacy for them of homegrown food, even in suburbia. And guys, I thought these were morning glories, but I forgot I had thrown these seeds in like a few months back, these scarlet runner beans. Look how beautiful the flower is, and they actually create a bean that has bright pink beans on the inside of the pod. It's like green bean, but bright pink beans inside the pod. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. But I'm trying to get it to trellis up this pole, and we'll see how it goes. So far, so good. But that is just a gorgeous little bloom. Scarlet runner beans, a garden must have. Pest pressure has definitely been for real. This week I have plunged my hand into an ant pile while trying to garden. Picked off a giant caterpillar that is just like nomming so hard on my flower garden, and the roly-polies, guys, pill bugs, whatever you call them, they're just eating the crap out of my sprouts. So I've actually been putting new seeds in where they've eaten my plant starts like completely, and they're just everywhere in my garden. I've been picking them out, throwing them in the compost, and I'm just no match. And it's only like beginning of May, so I can't imagine what this summer's gonna be like. But if you have any like organic pest, I guess, remedies, let me know, because I'm tired of sharing my garden with them. Just saying. Just a couple more things. These are China asters that have just popped. I grew these from seed, and I have a couple of these growing in the cut flower garden. I just thought they were a beautiful little delicate flower. Ranunculus is starting to peter out. It gave us a really good show. This one's closing up for the evening, but the hollyhocks are like going insane. I just want to show you guys, like, look at this. I mean, just had a buffet. This is a zinnia. It's just like so nibbled. We also have a sweet wild rabbit that likes to live in the backyard, so I'm sure she's helping the caterpillar, but I'm really glad I found that caterpillar when I did, because check that out. I want them to enjoy the garden too, but man, it was doing some damage. And guys, this is my hand. Like, look how huge these leaves are, just for perspective. Dahlia's coming in hot. I can't wait to show you guys some dahlias when they bloom. So yeah, again, just waiting for more flowers to cycle in. But for now, I'll just share my sweet China asters. Oh, and there's sunflowers. Mammoth Russian sunflowers. We'll see how high they get. It started to pop. Look at how full and huge this plant is. I need to move my geraniums out. I thought I was in the clear, but not quite. So really excited about that. The hydrangeas are starting to show some color. So these have kind of popped up pink, so I added some soil acidifier to the ground around them because I really want them to be a blue. I just love that blue color, and you can see here. So the more acidic the soil, you get blue hydrangeas, and you can change it. The more, what do you call it, neutral, base, the soil, then you get pink. Ooh, wood chip in the shoe. But yeah, those will come back really nicely. And then last thing I want to show you guys is my rose bush. This is the first year, but these are the Jacques Cartier roses, and I actually picked one for a bouquet that I have inside. And they are just the fluffiest, fullest, most sweet smelling rose. I've started making bouquets and putting them on the windowsill by the kitchen sink, so I want to do the dishes more. And it works. It actually smells really divine over there, like roses, whenever I'm over there doing the dishes. Daddy left her in the wagon. So that is just a life hack. Make it enjoyable to do the dishes, y'all. Get you some flowers. What? Is everyone getting hungry for supper? All right, I think that's all I have for you so far. Well, I have so much more, but to fit in before sundown. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. May you find the bounty in your own life, all the beauty that it holds, and we'll see you soon.